I was not home when Smackdown started because now Smackdown is on Fridays. And on Friday nights, I'm not going to be glued to my TV watching Smackdown. So I wasn't home. I caught up with it later on. But I'm looking at my timeline. I'm out, I'm at the gym or wherever I was, and I'm looking at my Twitter timeline. And I see somebody in a giant dog costume, a bulldog costume, walking out to the ring. You could imagine my reaction. Then I got home and I actually watched this shit. And it only proves my point from last week. But I want to amend what I said just a little bit. I made the comment that the Baron Corbin promo with the doggy poop bags was perfectly fine if you're 12 years old. I would like to amend that. First of all, I'd like to apologize to all the 12-year-olds out there. That's number one. Number two, I would like to amend that statement after this segment and lower that number down from 12 to 6. These segments are designed to appeal to 6-year-olds and were conceived of by a 6-year-old, trapped inside the body of a 74-year-old man. Baron Corbin is carried to the ring on a throne, Macho King style. That's fine. He's joined by Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode. Tonight, the two of them will wrestle Chad Gable and Mustafa Ali to try to take their spots away from them in the Survivor Series elimination match, SmackDown, on the SmackDown Survivor Series team. And yes, he is officially back to being called Mustafa Ali. As you know, I never stopped calling him Mustafa Ali here on this podcast. It was a dumb thing to change to begin with, and so I am glad that they were convinced, because I'm sure it wasn't their fucking decision, they were convinced to change it back. I know Ali was really unhappy about that. Like, the name Mustafa had a personal connection to him, and he was very upset, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was just him lobbying, and eventually he got them to change their minds. Whatever the case, I'm glad it's back. So then we hear Roman Reigns' theme music, and out walks the big dog, which was a guy in a dog costume. He got into the ring, he kneeled down at Corbin's feet, and that was the entire segment. I will spare you all the witty dialogue that took place during this segment. All you need to know is the dog got into the ring, he kneeled down by Corbin, and they cut to commercial. The only redeeming thing about this was the dog barking noise that they managed to sync up to the beat of Roman Reigns' theme song. I thought that was mildly entertaining. But I am amazed. I have to say, I am truly amazed. This is 2 weeks in a row of these awful segments. I mean, that doesn't amaze me. I come to expect it by now. But what's amazing is that they would be doing these types of segments on the Fox show. The Fox show was going to be a more serious show, a more sports-centric show. They even have analysts now. They don't have analysts for Monday Night Raw. I guess I'm the analyst. They don't like analysts like me. But they now have their own analysts on FS1 to analyze this shit. I would compare it to analyzing a stool sample. Imagine CM Punk on Tuesday having to analyze this segment. Segments like this, segments like, was it last year, Bobby Lashley and his sisters, or the Lashley-Lana Rusev stuff now that we're getting on Monday Night Raw. Segments like this, these are the types of segments that make me embarrassed to be a fan. I mean, for God's sakes, at least have Roman beat up the mascot. We never even got to see the furry guy get beat up. I'm not one for animal abuse, but in this case, I would have made an exception. We didn't even get to see that. So what was the point? To get heat on Baron Corbin. This is the best way you could think of to get heat on Baron Corbin? Sure, for the 6-year-olds. And that's what these segments are designed for. And if that's what Fox expected, then hey, more power to them. But something tells me that Fox wasn't exactly buying in on segments that appealed to the 6-year-old demographic. $1 billion. Fox paid $1 billion for 5 years of this shit. They paid $1 billion for a man dressed like the Burger King and a guy dressed like Cujo. And I said it a few weeks ago, I will say it again, the biggest swindle in television history. Shockingly, This was the lowest rated episode of Smackdown since they moved to Fox, forgetting that one FS1 show. Fewer people watch this show than any other Smackdown on Fox since they debuted on October 4th. 2.3 million viewers. It was the least watched show on network television on Friday night outside of that Fresh Off the Boat sitcom on ABC, which did slightly less for the half hour that it was on. 2.3 million. We are now officially in Monday Night Raw territory. A show that airs on USA Network. Raw airs on USA, and USA is available in many, many millions of homes, but it's not network television like Fox is. SmackDown on network TV is now doing no better than Monday Night Raw. And every time I see a segment like this, like the one that they opened this show with, I say, good. Good. It is well deserved.